Hey, fellow PMs, let's be real for a second about our typical day. You know exactly the one I'm talking about. The one that starts with coffee and that immediate feeling that you're already behind, and you haven't even opened your laptop yet. It's just a constant battle of switching context, putting out fires, and trying, just trying, to carve out a minute for the deep strategic work we're all supposed to be doing. Sound familiar? Yeah, I thought so. It feels less like we're actually pushing the product forward and more like we're just trying to keep our heads above water, right? We're reacting all day instead of leading. But what if that could actually change? What if your day could look totally different? Because this is what we're up against. I saw this crazy stat that we're juggling on average 12 to 15 different data sources every single day. We're buried in feedback from Slack, from analytics, from customer calls, all while trying to keep stakeholders in the loop and the backlog from becoming a monster. It's an information overload that honestly just wasn't this bad a few years ago. So I decided enough was enough. I had to make a change. I completely flipped my morning routine. Instead of starting my day by diving headfirst into the chaos, I now start with a tool that brings some order to it for me. It's all about setting the strategy before the noise of the day has a chance to take over. And that tool is Jira. Now hold on, I know what you're probably thinking. Jira is for tickets, for execution, but its product discovery feature has become my command center for all that messy, unstructured stuff. The ideas, the user feedback, the random feature requests that used to swamp my inbox. It's my first step to turn all that noise into a clear signal. And hey, it's not just me. John Sayers put it perfectly. It's not just about getting organized. It's about making sure we're building the right things. And that is the core of our job, and it's where my day begins now. And this is where AI just completely supercharges the whole process. Atlassian Intelligence, for example, it scans all the feedback and gives me a summary. I can see the key themes without having to read hundreds of comments. RoboChat lets me ask questions about my project data in plain English. No more trying to remember complex JQL. And the readiness checker, it flags tickets that need more detail, which saves me from so many of those quick sync meetings. The impact here is just massive. We're talking about saving up to 18 hours per sprint just by automating this one part of the discovery process. That's more than 2 full workdays back in my calendar to focus on what actually moves the needle. So the morning's done, the roadmap is clear, our priorities are set, the team gets the what and the why. Now my job pivots. It's time to define the how. I've got to translate that high-level strategy into a document the engineering team can actually use to build. Yep, it's PRD time. And this next tool has been a total game changer. We've all been there, right? Staring at that blank page, knowing a good PRD is going to take up most of your day writing and refining. Well, now I use a tool called Chat PRD. I can just feed it my notes and my user stories, and boom, it spits out a structured first draft. A full day's slog is now something I can get done before lunch. But let's be honest, a beautifully written PRD is still just a document. To get real alignment with my engineering team, they need to see how it all connects. They need a visual map of the architecture, not another wall of text. Words can be fuzzy. Diagrams are crystal clear. And this is my secret weapon for that, Arch2Code. Instead of trying to draw diagrams myself or, begging an engineer to help me out, I use this to automatically generate them right from the code base. It creates this shared visual language between me and the dev team, which is just invaluable. So what is it? Well, it's an AI tool that connects to a GitHub repo, it chews on the code, and then generates these awesome interactive diagrams. Flowcharts, sequence diagrams, you name it. It shows the real structure, the relationships, the data flows. It visualizes the reality of the code, not just the plan. And the workflow? It's so simple. I just connect the repo, pick a template like high-level project flow, and let the AI do its thing. In a few seconds, I have a clear, interactive diagram I can drop right into the PRD. It just eliminates so much confusion about how a new feature is supposed to work with everything else. Okay, so morning was strategy, midday was all about documentation and alignment. That brings us to the afternoon, and this is where the real grind used to kick in, that never-ending list of small, repetitive admin tasks that just completely drain your energy. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Manually updating a dozen tickets after stand-up, writing that weekly status email to the execs, trying to figure out who to assign that random bug report to, or turning an hour of meeting notes into a clean list of action items. It's work that has to be done, but it is not high-value work. So for this, my solution is what I call a workflow automation agent.
It's not one specific tool, but a whole category of AI tools built to handle exactly these kinds of tasks. It automates those workflows that are a little too complex for a simple rule, but don't really need your full strategic brain power.
The best way to think about it is like this. It's the perfect junior intern. It's a system you can delegate all those small but time-consuming tasks to. Things like, hey, take these messy meeting notes and turn them into action items, or draft the release notes for our next version. It frees you up to handle the exceptions, not the everyday rule. And the impact on the whole team is staggering. Teams that are really leaning into these kinds of AI automation tools are seeing a 25 to 30% boost in their overall development efficiency. Because when the PM's freed from the grind, the whole team just moves faster. So this is the new playbook. By using these three kinds of tools, for road mapping, for documentation, and for automation, the entire feeling of my day has changed. The role of the project manager is finally shifting away from being a high-paid admin and toward being a true strategist. What we were always meant to be. And I love this quote from Carlos at Product School because it just hits the nail on the head. Our job isn't just to manage a backlog, it's to tell the story of what matters. And these AI tools are clearing away all the administrative fog so we can actually focus on telling that story. So when AI takes care of sorting through data, drafting documents, and handling the daily busy work, it leaves us with a really powerful question. With all of that time and mental energy back in your pocket, what are you going to focus on? What are the big strategic moves you'll finally have the space to build?